Alien life has finally been confirmed, or so it seems. If you hopped on the internet in the past few weeks and researched anything that is even remotely related to space, you would have surely seen numerous articles concerning the new discoveries that seem to directly point at the existence of extraterrestrial life. What are these discoveries, you may be thinking? Well, they are the long hypothesized Dyson Spheres, which have up until now been considered science fiction. So, let's take a deeper dive and check out what astronomers just discovered. Before we do that, we first must discuss what are Dyson Spheres actually. You see, a Dyson sphere is a proposed megastructure that encompasses a star, capturing a significant portion of its power output. They were thought of and proposed by the British-American physicist Freeman Dyson, hence the name. He imagined these spheres as an artificially made quasi-satellite that serves the purpose of creating a continuous stream of energy. Essentially speaking, you can divide Dyson spheres into three designs: a Dyson shell, a Dyson swarm, and a Dyson bubble. The Dyson shell is a solid composition of rings that surround the star entirely, similarly to an eggshell, essentially. This allows them to capture a star's energy at its fullest. However, it is easy to see why such a design would be considered extremely impractical. The Dyson swarm, on the other hand, is a much more believable concept, as it consists of a collection of solar-powered satellites that orbit around the star in a dense formation, making it a very hypothetically plausible proposition. Finally, the Dyson bubble is much like the Dyson swarm itself. However, it also proposes that the satellites that surround the star do not orbit around it. Rather, they are fixed to the star, turning them into stati. Now, with that out of the way, it is time for us to see what was actually discovered by astronomers recently. A team of astronomers have been doing research on the possible Dyson sphere candidates, which essentially represents a detailed study that looks for oddball stars, which are uncharacteristic with their features for stars, allowing them to go deeper into investigating them for possible extraterrestrial megastructures surrounding them. These megastructures are of course designed to harness their energy. They have been searching for a star that is closely the size of our Sun, which would have an observable signature in the form of a significant excess of infrared radiation. This is because a Dyson sphere would absorb most, if not all, of the visible light given off by the star, and dumping out an excess amount of infrared energy. As we know, infrared light has a much longer wavelength, and this astronomical survey allowed them to identify 7 different candidates that fall under this category. These stars, all of which are located within 1,000 light years away from Earth, have all been estimated to be smaller than our Sun. Now, usually, this could be accounted for by various external factors, such as clouds of comets passing through a dust cloud or a different type of natural curtain that only allows the planet or the star to emit infrared radiation. However, the filter that has been made by these astronomers allows them to more precisely look at them, essentially filtering out these natural occurrences. Is this filter fail-proof? Most certainly not. However, it was worth giving a try, and it paid off. At least for now. This is because scientists have yet to confirm if these celestial bodies are actually Dyson spheres, as we have very little info on the matter. Still, even though this research doesn't prove that Dyson spheres exist, it still means that astronomers have, most likely, discovered an all-new type of celestial object at the least, which should be celebrated, as no matter what, this will still be a monumental discovery. That said, more research will be required until astronomers are certain of what to think and what to label these 7 objects as, and there is still a valid possibility that these are actually Dyson Spheres, especially since the filtering of information has been so meticulous and so particular. And with that in mind, it is time to answer the million-dollar question, which is it even possible to make a Dyson Sphere? Well, according to our own understanding, creating a Dyson Sphere is highly unlikely. You see, the idea of constructing such a contraption faces enormous practical challenges that make it far beyond our technological, engineering, and even conceivable capabilities. From a logistical standpoint, a civilization would have to be incredibly advanced to even come remotely close to a star like our Sun, let alone to fully encircle it with an array of constructions and devices. This requires an enormous number of materials, which would need to be harvested from countless different planets, essentially depleting them of said materials and even possibly completely disassembling them. Furthermore, to create a device that captures such a large quantity of energy, you would need an exorbitant amount of energy in the first place, making it even harder to put this idea into fruition. Additionally, transferring such energy would be nearly impossible from our point of view, as its heat dissipation is expected to be extreme, and the logistics behind transferring the said energy over long distance is also something that poses a big problem. However, this is all from our point of view. Creating a Dyson Sphere takes into consideration the Kardashev scale of civilizations, on which we aren't even considered to be a Type 1 civilization, meaning that we cannot harness all of the energy on our own planet, let alone a star. A Type 2 civilization would be one that can harness a star, and it is only the 2nd rank of the entire Kardashev scale, of which there are 5 ranks. So, essentially, although we cannot imagine creating a Dyson Sphere, it is plausible that somewhere in the conceivable universe exists an advanced civilization that could potentially use an entire star as its servant. And if you believe in the possibility of the multiverse, there might even be entities and civilizations proposed by Kardashev that can not only harness the sun's power, but entire galaxies and universes, making them practically a deity. That said, this is still a very far-fetched theory, and despite the recent discoveries made by scientists and astronomers, we believe that we're still far from discovering a civilization that wields such an immense power. And even if we were to discover it, we honestly wouldn't be sure if meeting them would be a good thing for us, as we would probably be regarded as unintelligent pests and vermin. So we find quite a bit of comfort in not knowing if aliens exist. And what about you? What do you think? Were these really discoveries of Dyson Spheres, and are we on the verge of discovering an alien civilization? Or do you share our opinion? Be sure to let us know in the comments section down below, and also don't forget to like the video while you're down there and subscribe to the channel for further updates. Until next time.